Massive fires have broken out in two Russian oil depots in what is claimed to be an apparent act of sabotage by Kiev.
The occupiers have already felt very well what modern artillery is, and they will not have a safe rear anywhere on our land which they occupied.
What if a weapon that costs less than a luxury car could paralyze one of the best defended capitals in the world? Ukraine is proving it's possible. With drones built for as little as $20,000, they are forcing Russia to spend millions per shot just to defend its own skies. But the shocking part isn't just the math, it's where those drones are hitting and how deep inside Moscow they've already struck. This isn't a battle of rockets versus rockets anymore. It's a battle of wallets, and we're going to show you why that changes everything. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. How can a $20,000 drone force Russia to launch weapons worth more than most private jets just to protect its capital? On paper, it makes no sense. But in practice, Ukraine has shown that handmade fleets, built in converted workshops and garages, can bleed an entire air defense system that cost billions of dollars to establish. These drones are not flashy, and they are not high-tech by traditional standards. Many look like oversized hobby aircraft, fitted with improvised fuel systems and small warheads. But what they lack in elegance, they deliver in reach. They travel hundreds of kilometers at a fraction of the cost of modern missiles.
Drones help a lot in creating kill zones, increasing the range to the enemy. The further a drone can go, the greater the chance for our infantry surviving.
And that single feature makes them a nightmare for a defender trying to keep Moscow safe. The imbalance starts with the numbers. Ukrainian drones usually cost in the tens of thousands, depending on their range and payload. Now compare that to Russian interceptors like the S-400, which can run from $1 to $6 million per missile. Each drone forces Russian commanders into a brutal decision. Spend millions to knock down something cheaper than a family car, or let it slip through and risk a fireball in critical infrastructure. Over time, the math becomes unbearable because the defense is burning through its best weapons faster than Ukraine needs to replace its drones.
The occupiers have already felt very well what modern artillery is, and they will not have a safe rear anywhere on our land which they occupied.
The S-400 system itself was built to track supersonic jets and ballistic missiles that scream across the sky at several times the speed of sound. Against that kind of target, it is sophisticated and effective. But drones are slow, small, and sometimes built out of composite materials that give off little radar signature. Flying low a few meters above tree lines, they blend into the terrain. The sensors that were meant to intercept high-speed threats struggle to even lock onto them. It's like asking a sniper trained for long-range shots to suddenly swat flies in the dark.
It's a message for Russians that Ukraine can cause severe damage to Russia, deep, deep inside Russia.
Take the swarm that hit the oil depots in Bryansk. Dozens of drones crossed into the region almost simultaneously. Russian defenses went into panic mode, launching interceptor after interceptor at blips on their radar. The drones that were shot down still absorbed million-dollar missiles, and enough made it through to set storage tanks ablaze.
Massive fires have broken out in two Russian oil depots in what is claimed to be an apparent act of sabotage by Kiev.
Thick smoke blanketed the region, while video showed fireballs punching into the night sky. What stuck out wasn't the physical damage alone. It was the fact that Russia's military had wasted resources designed for supersonic bombers to chase tiny propellers powered by lawnmower engines. Ukraine is scaling this up further. According to open analysis, Kiev has imported roughly 10,000 modules designed to enable drone swarms to act together. That means they can be launched in groups, coordinate their routes, and overwhelm defenses by sheer volume rather than speed.
Ukrainian forces hitting back harder against the Russian-backed troops in the south. Is this the counteroffensive that Kiev's been telling civilians that it's preparing for?
A missile battery that can shoot down a handful of aircraft looks less impressive when faced with 100 drones buzzing into different sectors at the same time. Every shot fired drains the Russian budget while drones can be churned out almost as fast as consumer cars. One strike in Kursk demonstrated the danger. A cluster of drones targeted what appeared to be ammunition depots. At first, little explosions lit up the night as fires started in the scattered storage sites. But within minutes, the chain reaction spread through the facility.
80% of all the weapons that cause damage are from drones. 80% of the work is done by a drone.
Secondary blasts rolled across the compound for hours, destroying far more ammunition than the drones themselves could ever carry.
What more do we know about these Ukrainian potential drone strikes?
Yeah, good afternoon, Kamali. It's the second attack in 2 weeks.
The drones had slipped through multiple layers of defenses that were supposed to guard logistics. By the time interceptors reacted, the damage was irreversible. Moscow was long considered untouchable. Its financial district, packed with glass towers that symbolize wealth and state authority, seemed far outside the range of these cheap machines. But recent strikes proved different. Drones smacked into the heart of the city, shattering windows and echoing through streets that once felt insulated from the war.
2 Russian oil storage facilities have become the latest flashpoint in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine.
For Russia, this is not just about money anymore. It is about confidence and the unsettling idea that their capital is now as vulnerable as the front lines.
Its victory in Ukraine is inevitable. This extraordinary operation shows that Ukraine is still in this fight.
The true power here is not in a single drone or even in a dozen. The power is in the drain. Millions of dollars spent every night chasing cheap aircraft that can be replaced almost as fast as they are destroyed. Every intercept is not a victory, it is an expense. And the longer that game continues, the more Russia must divert money away from broader strategy. But if economics is the battlefield, what happens when these drones do more than bleed the treasury, when they kindle fear in the very streets of Moscow? Ukraine has turned this conflict into a financial war.
Strike Russia where it's not expecting it. It's also a clear indication that Russia is not invincible.
Every drone launched exposes Russia's dependence on defense systems designed for another era, where scale and speed once mattered more than cost. Now, an aircraft worth less than a car drains weapons priced in the millions, and the arithmetic erodes Moscow's strategy night after night.
It is very obvious. What is different about this attack in a way that, well, Ukraine has launched massive attacks on Russia.
The real danger isn't the fireball from a single strike, but the realization that cheap swarms can overwhelm billion-dollar shields. Do you think this signals a future where wars are fought through economics as much as firepower? Share your thoughts in the comments below.